Hello, hello, hello. I'm the PaintedDog and welcome back to episode 2 of our farming simulator Let's Play series. So, I hope you had a lovely day. My day is actually quite good, thanks. Now, if we quickly go ahead and take a look at our fields. Here we have finished planting oilseed radish here to basically be used as a fertilizer. Because if you can't remember, this field will be for sorghum. In this field we have canola growing, but as you can see we have weeds growing here, and it needs lime and needs rolling. Here we have wheat planted, it also needs a weeder, it needs lime and it needs rolling. But I think for today we need to do something else. We need to have other ways of getting income, so as you can see I did a bit of tidying. But let's get in our style tractor and let's go ahead and go to the shop, because yeah, I want to make a couple of changes to this tractor. Because in this episode I think let's try and get a greenhouse up and running. And with that, a water tanker, and then maybe a beehive or two, but probably just one because we don't have a lot of money to go around. But yeah, so as soon as we get to the shop, we can make a couple of changes to this tractor, and yeah, because we might need other attachments on this to help at the end of the day. I think that would be a nice thing to do at this stage. And then maybe also buy some equipment. Okay, so get this tractor in there. And let's customize this. The first things first, I want to go ahead and get narrow tires. And I'm gonna take a front loader attacher. Customize, purchased, there we go. So we have a small narrow tires and we have a front loader attacher. So let's go in here, let's go there, front loaders. I'm gonna take this one of 120 horsepower. Our tractor's 135, so it's just a bit too small for that. So let's take this one and let's buy it. A bit expensive, I know, but we need it. Then front loader attachers. Let's get a pallet fork. Buy that. You might want to get a universal bucket later on, but for now that's fine. Let's go into animals and let's get this. Let's get this water tanker. We are losing a bit of money now, but that's okay. Let's get in our tractor and let's reverse this. Let's get everything hooked up and ready. So attach that. Attach that. And now we can get our water tanker attached. But I won't let you sit through all this. I'll see you back at our farm. And we are back at our farm. I left for water tanker here. The reason why I bought the water tanker, if you want a greenhouse operational, you need to supply it with water. And you can always buy water from your water selling point, but it's quite expensive to fill that water tanker back there. It takes about 7,300 liters, so 7.3 kiloliters. It will be quite expensive, so I'm gonna drive around and see if I can find a place next to the river to try and fill that up. Basically for free. But first off, let's go into our build mode. If I can find it again. There you go. So let's go production greenhouses. Now, I don't really see a use in using the smallest greenhouse. So let's go for one that's slightly bigger. And I think I want to place it... You know what? No. I'm not going to place it right near yet. Because someone might just come along and drive into it. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't want to place it there. Because for a merger, you know, because someone might lose control and drive through our greenhouse. That might be a bit expensive. So I'm going to place it right there for 5,005 euros. So let's quickly jump out here. And here you can see we have our greenhouse. So if we open this door by left clicking, we can walk in here, press R. So you can get tomatoes, lettuce or strawberries in here. Lettuce use a bit more water and strawberries use 1 unit of water to get through strawberries. I think for now I'm first going to go and get a bit of water and to fill this up so we can activate strawberries. Let's remember to close that door. Okay, so now we have that. Next up, to increase the yield of certain crops, it's needed to get bees. You know, for pollination. I almost forgot the word there. So let's go into this screen again and let's go animals, bees. So I can go for a larger beehive, but I think for now let's go with that one. And can we turn this around? Let's go something like that. I try and line it up as neatly as possible, but it might be easier said than done. I'm gonna put it here because I don't want to get too close to this field, so it's an obstruction. So the selling point I'm gonna place right there, and then we can add this to there. Okay, we are on 17,429 euros, which we just spend a lot of money. But now we have bees to help them pollinate that canola field, and will increase the yield. You can see it's now up to 30%, so it's going up, so that's great. So now we have bees, and we have a greenhouse. Let's quickly hook this one up, and let me drive around and see if I can find. Let's quickly take a look at this map. Now we are there. I don't think we're gonna get anything from the river. So if you take a look, where is it? Let's go to the only dam I can see, or lake, whatever you want to call it. I can just call it a dam. Let's go to the only dam that we can see on this map, and it's in field 32. So you go over the bridge, turn right and turn left. So let's go and try the lake or the dam, and then we can always try the river. But I think the river can have really steep banks. So let's rather go to the dam and see if we can be successful there. I think that would be the easiest way to go. Let me just see, do we have... Yes, we have a beacon. Okay. But you know what? Let's time lapse this. Okay, that was a really short time lapse, but that's fine. Let's just jump out here and quickly go and see. Yeah, I think we'll definitely be able to reverse our water tanker in here. I think let's try that and see how that goes. Okay, let's turn this around and let's try and reverse this one. I just want to go past these bushes and see if we can get in there. Not against the tree. Come on. Let's just use the mirrors for this one. Okay, let's get that in there. And let's quickly fill this up. And leaves are, yes. And it's filling up. Great, 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 great. I'm going to fill this up. And we'll head on back to the farm. And let's see if we can fill up that. We probably won't be able to fill up the greenhouse. We'll probably have to drive up to here again. But I'd like to fill it up. And see, let's not that I played this already in the greenhouses, but in real life I'd like to start off with a filled up greenhouse, and then we know we are good for quite a while. But let me drive back there and let's see if we can fill up this greenhouse to some extent with water. Indicator. Okay, so we are basically at our farm already, which is great. So now we'll have another source of income with the greenhouse. It would be great if we could have something else as well. Maybe we can look into animal husbandry. I think that might be a thing. I believe sheep will produce wool in this game, but you can use for production purposes and produce clothes and such, but we will see, because I want another additional thing that can work in the background. So that's filling up now. Let's quickly go and see here. Okay, we have some water coming in. I think that stopped because we got out. So let's fill it. It will probably take all of the water, but let's quickly see. I believe it has a 10,000 liter capacity, this greenhouse. Let me just drive out of the way. Make it a bit easier to walk into our own greenhouse. Stop, get out, and let's go and have a look. Yeah, it's about 10,000. But we can always activate this. And hopefully this will... Come on. Not what I wanted to do. So this is now active. And yeah, that's good to know. I'm going to get this to store everything so we can drive it ourselves at first. The first time we want to do that. But let me get in here. I'm going to fill up this water tank again, and I'll see you back at the farm. And we are back at our farm. I went ahead and filled up this greenhouse water, and we already produced 18 liters of strawberries, which is great. I parked the tanker with the remaining water, 4,500 liters in here. So hopefully that will last. Now I went ahead and I had a look at our fields. Now this one over here, this one is earmarked for sorghum. And I planted oilseed radish here for now, which we will cultivate into the soil as a fertilizer, so that's good. Our canola is now fertilized, or a yield bonus because of the bees, so that's good. That's still fine. We do have small weeds. And here we have lots of rocks, but stones, we can't do anything about it now because we already have wheat planters. So hopefully that won't break our harvester or our header now. But there's also weeds growing there. So if we take a look at, let's quickly have a peek here. Let's go to this view. I don't see where there's weeds growing here, only those patches, but that's fine. These are still in the starting phases of that, so you know what? Let's go ahead and do preemptive this. We'll need fertilizer for this, and we also need lime. And the same here, fertilizer and lime, and this one, lime and rolling. So let's take a quick peek here. For big bags, you can get solid fertilizer and we can get lime here. But to get a fertilizer spreader, this one can only do the fertilizing. This one can deposit lime. It's 45,000. But if we lease this one, it's 1,275. And if we lease this one, it's 2,200. So with this one, we can lime and fertilize. So I think we can lease this one, and the same with the weeders. You can get this one that can take out, it has hose attached, small and medium grown weeds. But I think let's lease this one for 448. Yes. Then let's go ahead and I'm gonna leave a sprayer for now. Let's buy a big bag of solid fertilizer. Buy. And a bag of lime as well. So let's jump in our steer tractor and let's drive up to the shop and go and collect that. The weeder as well as the bags of fertilizer and lime. So if we can get that here, that would be great. So we can use the lime and the fertilizer as soon as we can. But I really want to get our weeder running through the field, especially the canola. That's of importance now because we need a huge or a big enough yield so we can get out of this. There's something that I did off screen which I'm not really proud of. Okay, save first. Where is it now? I went in and I sold the wheat. Just to get a bit of a cash boost, but I was a bit angry at myself for that, because if you take a look here, I sold it around, it's now September, I sold it at the lowest because we needed a bit of cash to, yeah, we needed a bit of cash. Let's just leave it at that. So for now, let's go into this view. I'm gonna try and do something sneaky here. Will we be able to lift both bags at the same time? You do get a big bag lifter, but why use that if you can use your pallet fork? Probably won't work, but let's at least try. Get them parked up right next to each other. And then lower. And reverse out. Okay, let's attempt this. I'm gonna widen the tines on the pallet fork. Drive in. Wrong way. Use that. Okay, that won't work. Put it down. We need a bit of weight at the back. So hopefully this weeder is enough of a weight. So we don't have to go ahead and load up a weight at the back. This might be a bit too heavy, but let's at least attempt it. You'll never know unless you try it, eh? A bit forward, do that. This will be a really precarious drive home. But we have a weeder, we have our lime, we have our fertilizer. Let's do... that's scary. But let's drive back home and put all this down and get the weeder doing its thing. So now let's head on over. Well, let's just jump out of this and get one of our workers to do that. Not what I wanted to do. I want this. That. Yeah. Great job. Start job. Okay, now the worker can go and do that. Great. As soon as that worker is... Now. No. I'm gonna do this. Customize that one. I'm going to lease it. Yes. Okay, great. Let's jump in maybe the messy. And let's head over to the shop and grab our fertilizer spreader and at least try and get some fertilizer spread on our wheat field so we can try and be a bit preemptive with that. I know I didn't need to buy the seed of a fertilizer, we can get the workers, but it's part of the immersion. And as far as I can remember, it's a bit more expensive to get the workers to autofill than just getting the seeds and or the fertilizer or herbicide or whatever, and just getting that and filling it up. There's actually a place in settings that you can go and disable workers buying their own seeds or fertilizer or whatever. That might be something that we want to do, but for now, that's fine. That's attached, and now we can head back. So we're going to fill up this one now with... We'll see what we get. I placed the bags a bit too close to one another, but that's fine. We can try and work our way around that. But let's get our fertilizer up so we can go ahead and do fertilizing of the canola field and the wheat field, because you can get 2 fertilizations on that and then you get maximum yield, and we want the yield bonus. Let's at least try and get that. But now we can get this fertilizer spread out on our canola field as well as our wheat field. So I'm just going to drive up to about here. And let me just quickly go and see this fertilizer spreader. 12 to 18 meters. So it's not as great as plain fertilizer spreader, but cheaper one. But it will still work for our purposes. So let's get turned around and let's hire wasted a bit there, but that's okay. Let's turn that around. Hopefully we don't trample our crops now. But let's get this going. And let's fertilize this. Actually see where it fertilizes. You can see the line, which is actually great. And let's see if we can get this now. Let's quickly have a look at this. And there you can see it's fertilized. Great. So let me jump out here and let's get this one up and running again and continue our weeding session. But I'll get that done and I'll see you now. And we are done with fertilizing. Just use the worker for this bit, just to see if it works, because it was giving me an issue where it said no field found. So that was a bit of an issue, but now that's okay. Let me just quickly drive here and empty out this one right there. And now let's try and get the lime loaded up. And we finally got that one up and running. It was a struggle, but at least it's going now. And it's getting lime, so it might damage those crops, but let's quickly see. Okay, no, it looks fine. And everything is ready to go. Weeds, only that last bit there, but that's fine. Let's quickly have a look here. I don't know why it's still saying needs lime, but that's okay. And if you take a look on this map, we are basically weed free. Let me just make sure that we catch that bit there. And we are basically weed free. I'm not going to worry. Don't know why that's still showing there, but hey, let's return this weeder as well. Yes. And let's get our tractor parked up. Did miss a bit there with the spraying, but that's okay. If you take a look overall, that's looking good. So let's head on over to our house. Not where I wanted to go, but... And let's sleep until, let's say, 8 o'clock. Okay, now let's have a quick peek here. We have our first strawberries, which is great. Do we have honey? Yes, we have our first honey. Great. Now this is ready to harvest. Now, as far as I know, fertilize 0. Let's get a worker on this. Cultivate that in. As you can see there, it's fertilized. Great. So that's helping us now as soon as we plant sorghum. But I think we might plant grass here for now. Just to get another source of income, because we can mow that, collect that, and turn it into silage. I think that might be a way to go. Now this needs lime. I don't know why I did place lime. Maybe it's because there's a crop already planted. I don't know, but we'll see. That's 58% yield bonus, and this is 56%. But if you take a look, okay, now I can see the weeds on this field. Previously we couldn't see it, but now we can see it. So that's not great. Everything, or majority of stuff is fertilized. But we have a lot of wheat here. Or, yeah, weeds here. But that's fine. We can always try and do something about it. So this field will continue to be cultivated. Let's just kick off the time a bit. At a times 10, that's fine. So let's cultivate this. And then we can quickly jump in here and see if there's anything, a mower or that we might want to buy. So mowers, I think we'll go for something like this. So 18,000, that's can be attached to the rear and then the front, because then it's 4.4 and 3.1. I think that will be fine. But as you can see, we don't have enough money for that. So we might want to do something about that. But we can leave that for next episode. So I think next episode we'll try and hook up the bakkie to our trailer and then load up these strawberries, because we have, okay, 7 liters in storage now, but we have quite a bit out here. The water is still fine. 500 liters there, 500 liters there. We can load that up. The honey is still not at capacity, so the pallet's not filled up, so I'm gonna leave it now until the pallet's filled up, and then we can load that onto our trailer as well. But I think that's a great place to end this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheerio.